Hey YouTube, Johnny here. Hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day. I want to do a quick Memorial Day video. It's a pretty cool, cloudy, windy day here in Grand Forks. It's 59 degrees and just kind of right? But that's not what today's about. Of course, it's about honoring those who have fallen during their service of our country. And of course, I want to thank all of you in the community that have served the country in the armed services. Thank you for your time, your effort, your sacrifices. Smoking some Lane 1Q in my Paranelli American flag pipe, and awesome. But I want to take a minute and tell a couple stories about my grandfather. My grandfather was stationed in Fort Ellison in Fairbanks, Alaska during the Korean War. He was an EMT. I think he also processed body bags as they came back from the Korean War. Loved Alaska, always wanted to get back there, never got a chance to. Loved Fairbanks, loved the summers, talked about how beautiful it was. And he had a couple stories he always told me. As an EMT, he was carrying, he had an ambulance that he was driving, had, I think he's 2 or 3 pregnant women in labor, and he was driving, trying to get them to the hospital, and realized at some point that he was not on the road anymore. It was the winter, and finally he realized he was driving down the river, and so he always liked to tell me that story. Eventually made it off the river, made it to the hospital. Didn't have to deliver the babies in the truck, so that was good. The other story he always told me was he was in an air show, and he was sitting there on the edge of the airfield doing an air show in Fairbanks. People were, paratroopers were jumping out of the airplane show, the whole 9 yards, back in the probably late 50s. And body jumped out of the plane, and it kept falling. Kept falling, and chute never opened, and finally body hit the ground on the airfield. And body, of course, laid there, didn't move, and people were asking my grandfather, aren't you going to go out there and check on that guy? And he said, no, sir, I am not. Because if that was a dummy they threw out of the plane, I'm not going to be anybody's fool. And if it wasn't a dummy that jumped out of the plane, there's nothing I can do for him anyway. And so he did not move from his spot. Of course, it ended up being a dummy. But I always appreciated my grandfather's service. He was a wonderful man. Died way too soon, 17 years ago. Was only 63 years old. But love him to death, miss him every day. And I know there's plenty of those out there that y'all miss as well. But happy Memorial Day. Hope you have a safe one. And talk to you soon. Bye.